Hey everyone, let's get this started. Today, another fun stream about video titles. By the way, first of all, if you're watching the replay just now, I will leave timestamps in the description so you can skip to the good parts of the streams. But all right, let's dive in. Hi everyone, full house already. Great to see you all. Hi Pam, how you doing? Dr. Vex, Mike, how you doing? Frost FM, long time no see, I think, right? Good to see you again. 30 minutes marketing, how you doing? No, maybe I might mix it up. Raja Tava, how you doing? Are you new to the channel? If yes, welcome, obviously. How you doing, everyone? Actually, I just chatted with First 1000 Hours. He joined this chat here half an hour ago already, and he had a really good questions about how to use trends and video titles. So let's dive into that as well shortly. Hi, Christina, how you doing? Was great to talk to you at Vid Summit. Was such a blast, right? This event. You can't miss it. You can't miss it if you have the money, of course. It's not cheap, but it's the craziest conference ever. Hi, DJ Treasure. How you doing? Yeah, of course, my pleasure. First 1000 hours. All right, Edie. Oh yeah, we met there too, right? It was like being on another planet, right? This conference. It took me 1 week to get back into my old like daily routine afterwards. After this event, it gives so much inspiration of whatever, everything you want to do with the channel and all. It was great. I have to tell you, I actually met Evan Kai Michael there at the conference, and he used like 5 to 10 minutes of his time to speak to me, and it was crazy. I mean, you all know Evan, right? He is doing like motivation, how to grow as an entrepreneur and all that. And he talked to me about my style and what I do on the channel and gave me kind of feedback. And it was like magic, you know. I don't know how Evan does it, but he has a way to speak to people, and certainly did to me at that point, where it made so much sense. I was completely blown away. It's crazy. You have to experience it firsthand once. It is impossible to explain you what happened there. But he basically told me that he sees a need to help other people, like I do in the stream and on the channel and with the tool and all, and that I should focus on that more, helping you guys to grow your channels. Obviously, that's the main purpose why I'm here on YouTube, right? And he explained. Anyway, that was a crazy experience, I can only say. Hi Susie, how are you doing? Master Durandal, how are you doing? Polo Hartford, you're new, right? Welcome to the channel. Katie, how are you doing? I think you're new as well, right? Great that you had the time to catch me here. Raphael, not long time no see, but old friend, I would say, right? How are you doing? Terasi Music, how are you doing? All right, it's so great to have you all around here. We will do kind of channel reviews today again, like usually in my live streams, but this time we will focus on only the video titles. And to start those reviews, I want to talk a little bit about what video titles all do. Because hey Mike, hey Anthony, sorry. Video titles are basically at the crossroad of many things that they need to do, and that makes them so important. First of all, we usually see these catchy titles that just make people click, right? I mean, we know the thumbnail is more important to get a high click-through rate, but titles are the second most important part in this regard. And also video titles are the most important part for video SEO. So they have to fulfill two things at the same time, so to say, video SEO and catch the viewer's attention so that they click on your video. And balancing that is sometimes not that easy. I mean, there are patterns, I will talk about it, but that makes video titles so important. Like any other piece of metadata, video titles are kind of at the crossroads, and that's why I focus on those video titles today in the stream. Hey, Nature Calls Backpacking, how are you doing? How's the Cascades? I recently went south of the Mount Rainier. Like, you know, we have this big volcano, Mount Rainier, and then you have the valley and then another like hillside. And when you walk up the other side, you always see Mount Rainier and all. It's like south side. It's crazy there. It's really crazy there. You don't even get so much mountaineering in such close proximity, even not in the Alps. We were completely blown away. The feel button, how are you doing? Brian's effect. I think you're new, right? Welcome to the channel. All right, let's talk a little bit more about DJ Treasure. You were asking about the review. I will do it randomly, as I always do with a random number. Fingers crossed that you will be drawn this way. I think with the video titles, I will get many more reviews than usual into it, into the stream, so the chances are quite high. All right, video titles. I said they are there for click-through rate, right? I mean, when we are looking at video titles, here we go. Video titles here on the YouTube homepage. I have all the customization turned off. So what you see here recommended are, you know, what you usually also get as a non-signed in user. So these are all very big channels that are recommended here. And those big channels have like, this car changes everything, right? This is kind of a catchy title, for example, which does not include any SEO at all. It is only there to catch the attention of the viewer. I mean, you know those titles from the big channels. They write them in a way that here, for example, some boxing, funniest stare downs in MMA and boxing. Yeah. I mean, this is kind of contains maybe a search term. Maybe that's not the best example, but this thing is genius, for example, here, right? Peter McKinnon is certainly a big channel, and he doesn't really have to do SEO with his titles anymore because he is such a big channel. And then he uses the video title to really catch the attention of the viewer, right? And, oh, nice. It's about the new, how is it called? The switch pod. This is a really great pod. I forgot the name. Anyway, I have to watch this video. Anyway, this is only to catch the attention of the viewer, right? And there is no SEO in it. But the issue is, and this I want to state a little bit, focus on that. We have different titling strategies. And some are good for big channels, some are good for small channels. Depending on which size your channel is, the strategy how you write your video titles has to be different. It's just like this. Big channels have a huge subscriber base, active audience, and with that, the video naturally gets pushed up on YouTube because when they publish a video, many of their subscribers in particular watch this video, and with that, it sends signals to the YouTube algorithms, and this way it gets promoted throughout YouTube, like in suggested videos, home, and also in search. It's like bootstrapped to be ranking in search quite easily there because of the large active audience. The title doesn't have to be spot on like for small channels in terms of SEO in order to rank the video in search. They can afford to use the title only, like the titles I just showed you. Let's do this again. This thing is genius. There is no information for SEO at all in there. I mean, I know that this is a video about the switch pod. So usually, if you want to craft a title for this video, you would use the word switchpod at least, right? Switchpod is a product name. And we have a lot of different search terms here, right? That we could use in our video title for small channels that would be important, like switchpod review, for example. I bet this is a switchpod review. So as a small channel, you would need to enter that in order to make sure that the search rankings really work as a small channel. In this case, I think if we look up switchpod review, we won't see the Peter McKinnon video here. Let me quickly check, because there is no information about the switchpod in the title, or maybe not even in the rest of the metadata of Peter McKinnon's video. Peter McKinnon doesn't care about the search results here, because he is so successful with the big channel, driving views from suggested videos and home and all that he doesn't really need the extra views that search would bring him. So he can focus on doing the titles in a way that it catches the attention and works in favor of the click-through rate. Yeah. But the smaller your channel is, yeah, and let's here, for example, first ranking here for this switchpod review, Connor Wells. He certainly is a small channel because I see the video is 3 weeks old and and has 340 views. So that means he doesn't drive a lot of views usually. He's a rather small channel. And he made it right. He did a search term in there. Switchpod itself is a search term as well. Yeah. If we enter this switchpod, yeah, we have the search term here. And interesting, switchpod Peter McKinnon. This way, people find his video about the switchpod in search as well, not through the just regular, review. But anyway, he did it right. Switchpod. This is the SEO part. There has to be something in the video title that matches somehow what people enter into the search bar, like switchpod review or just switchpod, and then. Here, the second half, is it worth the hype, right? This is not for SEO at all. This is only for catching the attention of the viewers, for the click-through rate. So we have the first half is SEO, second half is for the humans, that the humans click. And this is actually the perfect titling combination for small channels. SEO in the first half, click-through rate, worthy additional words in the second half. Yeah. And I really like this part. Is it worth the hype? Because it's really interesting to write it this way. Here, this channel, for example, does it in a similar way. We have SwitchPod versus Joby Gorilla Pad. Let's see, versus GorillaPod. Yeah, this is the search term that he has in his title. He added Joby, that was apparently the company that produced the GorillaPod. But it's, of course, perfect match here otherwise. And which is better is also something for the humans to intrigue them to actually click the video. But if we compare is this worth the hype, or which is better? Obviously, I like the topmost better because it's like more written in a with more intriguing ways, right? So you have differences here, but obviously if you really enter SwitchPod with GorillaPod, which this channel optimized for, then you will, I think, see him, Armando Ferreira. Yeah, you see him as the first spot here because it's highly optimized for this search term, which is important for SEO. And then he also has a little bit intriguing element, which hopefully increases the click-through rate a little bit as well. And yeah, that is a perfect way to write titles, especially for smaller channels. Obviously, Armando Ferrara is a little bit of a bigger channel here. He is 400,000 subscribers, so he wouldn't even need to optimize for a search anymore. He has such a large audience that he could, like Peterman Kimmen, ignore this part, maybe if he wanted to, but it's always a good idea to have the search optimization in there as well, because even if you are already a quite large channel, this is a substantial amount of extra views you can get via search. Yeah, it's up to your decision. At a certain growth stage, you might decide to not focus on search so much anymore, but particular as a small channel, you should. It's very important to bootstrap the growth of your videos. All right, so far the introduction to what we will be talking about here. The third video is copying the just a second, SwitchPod review. Let me see. Where's the hype? Yeah, good point, Pam. This one is kind of copying this one. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of, you know, the more you look at it, there are some kinds of phrases that people use every now and then, again and again, like the word hype, right? It's a good buzzword to use. It's, I think he didn't actually copy the first one, but they came to the same conclusion, so to say. But it's interesting to see how like all three channels at the top use this pattern of search term plus intriguing element, or from your side, search term plus intriguing element, which is a really great strategy. Hey Antonio, how are you doing? Great meeting you there. Again, VidSummit was such a blast, right? Scully's House of Prayers, how are you doing? Great, always great to chat with you in the comments, by the way. Thank you very much for the praise. I would say Brian G is also a big muse for me. Actually, I would say it comes even close to 50% of all my knowledge is somehow inspired by him. He's really great. Hey, apps that rule. How are you doing? I think you recently made a Morningfame video, right? If I remember correctly. Certainly, if that's true, thanks for that. All right. What I want to talk about a little bit more about this video titles, and then we get to the reviews, is with first 1,000 hours. We had a chat in the beginning here, half an hour before the stream started, and he brought up a really hi Lila, how are you doing? What was I saying? First 1,000 hours. He was bringing up a really good point, and I brought up a graphic that I have from previous streams. Here I collected different growth strategies that all work also for small channels. By the way, I have a playlist on the channel where I go through all the different growth strategies here. And when I built this cartwheel with all the different strategies, I wondered, I don't have SEO in there. And then I realized I had to add it here because YouTube SEO, and we just talked about the video titles, right? YouTube SEO is important part of growing a channel as well as including it in the video title, especially if you're a smaller channel. And SEO is actually meant for two different things, evergreen topics and trends. When we usually do keyword research, then we are focusing on evergreen contents, like how to tie a tie, how to grow on YouTube, how to edit in Premiere Pro, right? These are topics that people search all the time. Yeah, FAQ, how to, evergreen topics, and we use SEO for that. But first 1000 hours brought up a very good point. You can also use SEO for trends. The only difference that you have between optimizing for evergreen topics and optimizing for trends is that for an evergreen topic, you already can research which search terms people use in order to find videos. Like the frequently asked questions are usually search terms, right? You already have them. For trends, you have to predict what search terms people are using. And first 1000 hours actually brought up here, we'll be doing a live stream this evening about gift ideas for kids. I think let me scroll up. He said his title will be gift ideas. A gift idea for kids beginning to learn Spanish. Yeah, which is a great title. And he was wondering whether this is actually a great title, gift ideas for kids beginning to learn Spanish. And he is expecting that basically, Christmas is coming up, the holidays are coming up, so people are looking for presents for their kids, obviously. And this is a good choice to optimize your video for, but it is a trend that he is expecting. So what can you do in order to test whether that is a good search term choice, which you can optimize your video title around as well, right? You can use Google Trends. And he said, like, for example, the search term that he's expecting there is gift ideas for kids. That is included in his title, basically. And as we can see here, it is actually, I selected the past 12 months, YouTube search. That's very important. Usually have web search selected first. So YouTube search, and it's expected to skyrocket. So it's a really good choice to optimize your video around it. Right now, there is no traffic around it, but it will skyrocket shortly. So this is a great test in order to see whether you have a search term, you can optimize your video around it. Even though it's not trending right yet, but it's about to trend, so to say. So that verifies it. And also what we see here, last year, around the same time, maybe waiting for a week would be a good idea for a live stream, by the way. My thinking is a trend should be up and running at the point you do a live stream, because if it's not yet trending yet, then people only can catch the replay at that point. It would be a good idea to now publish a recorded video around this topic, by the way, because then 1 week later, as we can see from last year where it spiked in this, before the holiday season, because then they can actually watch the recorded video, which is shorter and more suited for search, by the way. For a live stream, it would be a good idea to do it right at the point where it is spiking. But you can, depending on the trends, you can use Google Trends in order to check whether the trend was happening last year. Or, for example, if we could look at vodka, for example, it's trending every weekend. You see, like, vodka is trending every weekend, right? This is not every year, but every week we have a trend because people are partying and want to check out which vodka kind to buy for their party, right? But also very interesting, again, a trend that is appearing every year is this one about keto diet. And you can see here in early January, it is always spiking. Like December, January, it's spiking. This is like the plans for the new year, right? After Christmas, people are thinking they have to diet, lose weight, and all that. And then in early January, it's spiking because people want to find out which diet to do. And yeah, that's a common trend that you have every year. And of course, after some time, people lose interest because, you know, the plans for the New Year's don't last very long usually. So this is also a good idea to look at search terms and see whether you can predict which search terms people will enter once the trend is there. So this is the second kind of, SEO that you can do. For Evergreen, the search is already up and running. A lot of people search it all the time. And for trends, you predict when something comes up and you do either a recorded video right before it spikes or a live stream when it spikes so that you can catch this search traffic for your videos, live streams. The idea behind it. The feel button, a very good idea. My fall plans are going well. Time to think about next season. Yeah, if you look into your niche in particular and use Google Trends for that to see like these repeating trends that you have every year or every season, like all the holidays, obviously, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, all that stuff, right? This is kind of trends that you have every year. Vid Summit, for example, is a trend obviously as well that you have every year. And you can already know when it will be spiking because the date for the next event is already set in stone. All that, yeah. If you understand in your niche what trends are going on, then you can even extend the reach of your SEO because jumping on trends is a really good idea. At least in part when a trend really makes sense. I mean, you can't only build your channel just on trends. It always has to be a mix, obviously, but use it. Hey, Anthony, yeah, I hope, fingers crossed that your channel will blow up. With Hypnosis, do you have trends there as well, by the way? Bangkok Egmore, how are you doing? Yeah, doing evergreen titles is my first strategy. Very good idea. It is the most dependable way to actually grow a channel. There are so many different growth strategies, but evergreen is something that basically any channel of any size can apply right away. You don't have any prerequisites for that, basically. For example, if you look at the different growth strategies, evergreen, of course, trends, you have to know those trends. They have to come up, so they are not always available. Collabs, you have to get in touch with other YouTubers. Link content, you need to have an archive of videos that you can link up in playlists and end screen and all that. Active subscribers takes time to build your subscriber base, obviously. Shareable content is not easy to do. That's all about making people excited about sharing the video for you. You have to have really great content for that. This is not usually the case if you're starting out on YouTube. I mean, it's a huge learning curve to get the videos perfect. Social media is not easy to get done right away. It has also a steep learning curve, and you might not have an email list or website yet. So evergreen is something that is available right away. So it's a good strategy, and also for a long time. The more your channel grows, it's still a very important part there. So evergreen, optimizing for evergreen is a good idea. What about when you have you have done all the evergreen titled search terms and you have started to compete with yourself. I think then it's time maybe to expand your reach of topics that you might cover. It is, it is a little bit, maybe just my videos. Let me show you. You can, here we go. Here on my channel, I have a video here, a recent one. Have a look at that one. There are many different strategies to look up search terms, to find search terms you could optimize your videos around. And there's two strategies in particular, the alphabet method, as well as the used tags drop down in the Morningfame keyword research tool that really help to think outside the box. So maybe it's not even extending your reach of which videos you cover, video topics you cover, but also just opening your horizon about which search terms are out there. I realized over time that it takes time to really understand which search terms do people use in your niche to search videos similar to the ones that you produce. And oftentimes it's quite surprising that to think of the search term patterns that people use. There are way more ways what they enter there, and potentially you have untapped search terms that you didn't even think of before. So if you watch this video and use in particular the alphabet method as well as the use tags drop down, then maybe you can find more search terms. All right. Thanks, Susie. Yeah, hit the like button. All right, Air Cage. Did I miss a question of yours? Let me see. When was it? Air Cage, could you ask your question again? I'm not seeing this in the chat. I'm getting lost in all the comments, so sorry. How do I get my video titles reviewed? All right, that's the signal. Let's start with the reviews, okay? And I will answer a few questions in between those reviews. Please leave at Morningfame review in the chat now if you want to have a review for your video titles. And I will draw one number randomly and we'll do it again so that everyone gets a chance to get their titles reviewed. So leave at Morningfame review there so I can easily count through them. Hi Whiskey Jason, how you doing? Yeah, please leave a Morningfame review once again so I don't miss your request for a review. Air Cage, how many subscribers do you need in order to ignore search? Good question. There is no fixed point where you can say that your channel is large enough to ignore it. It also depends on what kind of channel you have. What I recommend to you, have a look at this video that I have here. Search is not important, debunked, says the thumbnail. It's a rather recent video. You will see it in my video list. And there you will see like the breadth of small to large channels, how much share of search traffic they have. And also different kinds of channels who are more leaning on search and others who are more leaning on suggested videos. You will get a better understanding how the search traffic evolves for channels from very small. I think I started with 150 subscribers up to 100,000 subscribers. I did a large study there, and you will see like how this evolves and when you can say like maybe you can ignore search. But basically, the rule of thumb here is it's never a good. It's always a good idea to focus still on search. but at a certain point where you drive millions of views from suggested videos and homes, you might decide to ignore it and not to worry about it too much anymore. Roughly speaking. All right, let me draw a random number. Looks like 1 to 20. 11 was the old one that I had. Number 1. Awesome. Mike Phillips, it's your turn. All right, copy link. Let's go ahead and enter it in here. My pleasure, Air Cage. All right, we will go through many reviews today, so you will have a chance again. All right, Mike Phillip, by the way, here just to give you an idea what his channel is about. Here we go. It is, leadership advice, kind of, I think a little bit about influencing, but it's more like the soft skills there, right? Becoming a maybe public speaker, a little bit similar to what Evan Carmichael does, I bet. So just to give you an idea what his channel is about, let's have a look at his video titles. Key to leadership success. Let's dissect this one. Certainly what you can see here, it's a lot of search terms in there. So you include a lot of SEO in your titles. Leadership success, you're even ranking number 49th. That's not very high, but I bet this is a very competitive search term. So it's impressive that you actually rank for that. And leadership success series, key to leadership, that's the first search term, right? So your approach here is to have 2 search terms in it. So you basically optimize your video for 2 search terms. Let me quickly check the competition of this search term. So we have 2 search terms in here, yeah? Right, what we have here in the Morningfame keyword search research tool, we have a search bar like on YouTube, and we can already see keys to leadership is a search term, which is, let me see, not too competitive. That's a really good choice. The recommendation is D, B grades, and accept the E grade, which is a little bit lower than recommended. It is low competitive enough so that you have a good chance to rank. And we already saw here that you are ranking 28th. So you did a good job there. It's sometimes, by the way, just in case people are wondering if you're having an E grade here, you can look at the numbers here. Your own number is quite close to that of the gateway video, which is 256 views on it. So it is worth taking a chance, and he's ranking here, not very high. Probably if you would have had a D grade here, then the competition would have been low enough for you to rank higher. But that's the idea, which is, you understand it properly, how to do the SEO here. That is kind of a tricky, that's kind of competitive, and also the reason why you are ranking just 49th here. But the idea basically, so we have another search term in here. You combine 2 search terms and optimize your video around that, which is a good idea for small channels to do. It's kind of, improving your chances a little bit more. I think what you're thinking behind it here is the strategy that the first search term is one that you have a good chance to rank. I mean, we just saw it. You had like this very good grades. I mean, it was a little bit too much of a gamble, but it was a good choice after all, which your video will rank first, in the beginning, start ranking there. And thanks to the search term, it has a chance to accumulate views via that, and with that gain momentum until it has enough ranking power not right in the beginning, but after some time, ranking power to actually also rank in leadership for success. Yeah, you can't rank here right away because the competition grades are too bad. But after some time, you might catch up with the gateway video, right, which has close to 15,000 views. It might have a chance. So this is actually a very specific titling strategy. Yeah, you have two search terms, one that you can rank right away and one that you may rank later if the video does well. So that's the good strategy titling there. I don't have anything to add with that. We have different titling strategies, obviously. This one is one of them, which I really like. We will see in different reviews the different growth titling strategies, I bet. So let me leave it at that. And let's go right to the next review. Leave Morningfame review again in the chat so I can choose one randomly. Good job there, Mike. Sorry. This is a really good titling strategy, and it does work out, actually. I've seen it working. In your case, we have to wait a little bit. Your video is only 1 day old, so it takes a little longer. Maybe check back in a week or so. If this like stepping stone, the first search term, then it grows more views, and with that, then might rank higher for the second search term. May play out in a week or so. A very good idea. All right. Let me choose another number. This time from 1 to 15, let's say. All right. Here we have this one was the old number. Number 6. All right. Let me see who is next. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Specific personal training. You're the next one. All right. Let me enter you here. Was there a question about something in the meantime? How does Reddit and Tumblr work in videos being found? Reddit and Tumblr, like any social media, is counted as external traffic on your videos. And it's always a good idea to do an extra boost for your videos, because if you especially do it in the first day after you published your video, you publish it on Reddit or Tumblr or in a Facebook group, somewhere where you have the outreach, where you can make it happen, to really make it work, that people are actually clicking on the social media platform to watch your video. It's a different story, obviously. It's depends on the platform, how you have to approach that. But with that, you can get additional velocity to your video, more views in the beginning, in the first day. And that might trigger other YouTube algorithms to promote your video even more. So it's a good idea to use different sources to bootstrap the growth of your channel. And what we are talking about here today is actually also one strategy to bootstrap the growth of your channel. A growth success of your particular video. Yeah, what you do in the first day is very important. You have many different choices to bring the initial views to your video. One is social media, certainly. The other one is your active subscribers who watch because they have rang the bell, for example, get notified and watch your video in the first day. So your active subscribers are important for that. And the third thing is search. Yeah, if you optimize your video well for search, especially if it's an evergreen topic where the traffic is there already for the search term you optimize around, then these three sources, yeah, social media, active subscribers, and search, they all bring views to your video. And if it's enough, then it might even trigger the suggested videos algorithm because of that. Yeah, because this suggested videos algorithm realize, oh, that's the good video, many people enjoy it, let me promote it to more people. So this is the whole story about what you make happen there. All right. I hope that helped. Let me go to the next review. We Bad boy D, you were banned from Reddit. Yeah, I had bad days with Reddit as well. You really have to get it right. To not, yeah, shamelessly self-promote yourself on Reddit. They are very allergic for that. You really have to make it right. It's a whole separate topic to talk about how to make Reddit work, actually. Okay, a specific personal training. Here we have it. Next review. Just to give you an understanding, I mean, you probably already recognize it from his name. Personal training, everything around it, right? So that's his channel about. Let's have a look at his titles. 10, 8, 6, 15 workout wins Girona chest workout. 10, 8, 6, 15. I think that is a code about the sections in your workout routine, right? That would be interesting. Are these actually search terms? I don't know. 10, let me see, what was it? 10, 8, 6, 15. 8, 6, 15. Well, wow, interesting. You really have to know your niche, right? I mean, that's why it's so hard to do keyword research for a different channel. You have to get into the mindset what people are searching for. I would never have known this is a search term, but people who are into workouts, fitness, they over time learn themselves what people are searching for as a viewer even, and then search more about it as well. Yeah. The more you get educated about workouts, the more you understand that these codes do matter and people are searching for it. And yeah, obviously you did a great job here with the keyword research. This is the search term in the beginning of the title. Yeah. So you optimized for that. And it seems that you have Vince Gironda's chest workout. We have yet another example where Vince Gironda chest workout. This is also a search term. Same strategy as Mike just had, right? This is a little bit more competitive, but he can rank for this in the beginning. And here for a variation of this workout, here we go. He's already ranking number 4. He's ranking number 5 here. This is the search term he optimized around. He's ranking number 5. So this is successful. And then as the channel grows in views, I mean, it's only 21 hours old, so that didn't accumulate that many views yet. It takes time, but you are actually already ranking for Vince Gironda related search terms. Not the one. Yeah, you are ranking here, number 8. So here we see this strategy of having 2 search terms in your title working out. Yeah, you're ranking for both of them. You're ranking for quite a lot of search terms. So good job there. Perfect video title. I mean, of course, now it's kind of a long time ago that I talked about it in the beginning of the stream. For those who didn't tuned in a little bit later, we have these example of search terms, titles where you have 2 search terms in there. One you can rank right away, and one you might rank later. Here in this example just now, he's already ranking for both. So good job there. But we also have titling strategies where we try to speak to the humans to make them click in order to improve the click-through rate. Yeah. And probably with the next review, we will have another example where we have this titling strategy as well. But I think for very small channels, I think at that point, it's a good idea to double down on SEO as much as you can. Having only search terms in your titles. I mean, here, the channel we just looked at, specific personal training, he has hidden his subscribers, but with 10,000 channel views, he's really early in his growth stage. So it's a good idea to double down on SEO at this point to bootstrap the growth of your channel. Yeah, you can see, for example, if we had a let's say, yeah, let's go back to this. We had this search term he mainly optimized around. If we would, for example, a different title strategy, yeah, we have the search term in the beginning of the title, and then we could burn fat the fastest way, yeah, for example. Maybe that is even also a search term, I don't know, but the idea is that you have the second half of your title is something that motivates people to click, yeah. Now from this workout alone, I don't know which purpose it has right now. I mean, the title you currently have here, maybe many people know Vince Gironda. I'm not familiar with him, but people who are into workouts might. He's maybe a famous guy, like in YouTube advice, Daryl Eves is. So this would catch the attention of people, also having him in the thumbnail, so that is click-through rate enough, yeah. But you could also use it in your title. But then again, if you add something in addition, you lose a little bit of your relevance, yeah. If we remove it again, you have top relevance for the title. But if you add something, you lose a little bit of relevance. So it is a balance for very small channels, whether you want to add something in addition. Yeah, same goes for a second search term, by the way, whether you to do that or not, so that you have the highest relevance score imaginable. Yeah, so you improve your chances that your SEO really works out there. So it's a little bit of a balance that you can do. Let me say right away, please leave a Morningfame review again here so we can draw the next person to review. Was there a question in the meantime? Is there a difference between the dash and the split, the vertical line in the title as a separator? No, there is not. YouTube doesn't care about which one you use. So if you're using, this one or this one or this one or whatever, this one, all these characters just don't matter. Yeah, use whatever you like. It is these separators are more for the humans to better read your title. Yeah. It's for the humans to digest. The YouTube search algorithm doesn't care about this aspect. All right, reviews are coming in, perfect. Let me draw a next random number and then quickly answer a few more questions. All right, I accidentally clicked again, but for fairness, 10 was the last one, 15 is the next one. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Aluminium cheese. That's a funny channel name, I have to say. And you're probably from England? No. Aluminium is aluminum. You're writing it aluminum, right? You must be from the United States. The rest of the world says aluminium. All right. Let me quickly check. Here we go. All right, before we jump into his channel, which is the gaming channel, by the way, how do I use Twitter to promote my YouTube channel? That's a great question. We talked about it before. It's also a very good idea to draw initial views to your videos to bootstrap the success, the view velocity of your video. Twitter is actually not a good choice for small channels to use unless you already have a big following there. Unless you already are a big influencer over on Twitter. Then, of course, it's a good choice to say like, oh, I just created a new channel, or here come over, watch my new videos. They will love the new content, obviously. But if you don't have a Twitter following yet, yeah, think of Twitter similar to YouTube. You first have to grow your audience there until you have a considerable audience that you can use in order to send around and produce traffic for your content. And if you're growing a YouTube channel, then you already have enough work to do for growing that channel. Growing a second outlet, in this case Twitter, is like double the work. Yeah. Social media actually is a good choice to grow your small channel as well, but you have to do it in a different way. You need to spot social media platforms where you don't grow your audience, but you tap into existing audiences. Reddit is a good one. Tumblr, I'm not too sure. I don't know Tumblr too well, but Facebook groups as well is a good choice because you have an existing audience in the group, in the Reddit subreddit, that is already excited about certain topics. You of course choose those groups based on what you produce so that your videos match the interest that those existing groups have. And then you become an integral member of those groups. Yeah, you are becoming friends of them, you engage with them, discuss with them, so that you're honored in this group, that you are a respected person in that group. And once you achieve this status, you can share your own videos there. Maybe sometimes you do even a video especially for them, like do a post in the Facebook group and say like, yeah, last week we had a discussion about this and that topic. And I thought like I sum up everything that we discussed and add my own opinions to it. And here I made a video just for you. Yeah, that would be the first video that you share there. Because if you honor the audience there and do a video just for them, they are more willing to actually watch it because they appreciate your contribution to the discussion in the group, right? And this way you can promote your videos more and more in those groups without being a shameless self-promoter. But of course, it requires some time to become a established member of those groups, an honored person who is not like just link dropping like you often see in groups, which is very bad. And this way, it is work to become this member of the group, but it's less work than growing your own audience like on Twitter in the first place. Yeah. Twitter is more a good idea when once you have a big YouTube channel already, then you can say, all right, now I go into Twitter as well and send my YouTube audience over there, so you can immediately grow your Twitter account quite a lot and then make good use of Twitter and the unique features it has, like the personal connections, the discussions that you can have there. So that's more later strategy. All right, long story. Sorry for that. All right, we had another review. Here we go. Once again, it is aluminum cheese, just starting out. So great job at getting started. As we see here, you have gaming content. Obviously, it looks a little bit like Fortnite, maybe Minecraft. Anyway, gaming content. And let's have a look at your titles. All right, let's just use the first one, your latest video, which 10 months ago. You should get into the habit of making videos again, buddy. You have to put in the work. But you know what? You now have a chance to redo it a little bit. Because the problem is with a small channel, we just saw you have just a few subscribers, a handful of subscribers. You don't have a lot of ranking power yet, but you want to use your search traffic to grow your channel, right? But if we look here, yeah, let's go in the keyword research tool to make it more visible for you. And here we go. Enter this Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Is it? Okay. Once again, Blackout, Black Ops 4. You always have to pay attention to how people are entering the terms into the search bar. Yeah, you use the Roman letters. Oh, sorry. Here we go. We have it for 2 and 3, as we can see here. 2 is as well 3, but not 4. Oh, it is for 4. It is for 4. And you had Blackout at the end. Blackout, yeah, that was part of your title, as we can see here again. Blackout is not a search term anymore. This is a search term, because we see when we start entering it here, we don't see any suggestions anymore. So no one actually enters the whole thing in there. So this would be the search term you optimized your video around. Don't mind the red X. This is a special case here because we have so many similar search terms with 3 and 2 here. Anyway, the problem here, though, is that still this, even though this is a search term, so you clearly have in your search title, this search term in there, which is a good idea to have, but it is too competitive. Yeah. The videos below it, as you can see here, it's kind of a 10 million subscriber channel, 300,000 subscribers, 2 million, 11 million. There is no chance that you can rank here with your 7 subscribers yet. Just no chance. Yeah. So optimizing your video around this search term has no use, unfortunately. Yeah. You have to focus on a search term that is less competitive. It takes more time now. It is quite difficult to get it right for very small channels. Yeah. To find a search term that is less competitive gives you a better grade where you actually have a good chance to rank. So I can't go through it here in the live stream, unfortunately, but it is possible to find search terms that are less competitive, and then you can get a few views with that, and then slowly grow your channels, get you more views, and the more your channel grows, the more competitive those search terms can be that you optimize your video around. But if you optimize your video around it, pay attention to the competition. And it has to be low enough for your own channel. Yeah, if you had a bigger channel, one, let's say, with 500,000 subscribers, then you would be able to rank here, but not before that. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead, Adalix. Give a tip. Yeah, so this is a very important aspect here. And if you wanna get techniques, yeah, the challenge is now to find other search terms you can optimize your videos around. Here on my channel, I have a video where this one, where I talk about many different techniques where you can find alternative search terms. And especially because you are not right now in the process of making new videos. The latest one is quite old, so you have a fresh start here. You can do a fresh start. Pay attention to the last technique that I have here in this video. Doing your research before you even start optimizing your videos. Because as a small channel, you don't have many choices of search terms you could potentially rank for, because many of the search terms that people use in your gaming area, like everything about the Black Ops game, right? Many big channels are already ranking for all those common search terms that you have in your gaming niche. And most of them are too competitive because we have all those big channels there, right? So the choices of search terms that are actually less competitive, low competitive enough for you to have a good chance to rank, are very few. So if we look at all these search terms here, right, that you potentially could do a video about, only a few in there are having low enough competition for you to rank. So if you would do your video idea first and would create the video, then out of those many search terms, only a small slice of them are actually matching topically for your video that you already created. So you reduce the potential search terms that you could optimize your video around to the small slice of possible search terms. And in those small slice, only very few search terms are actually low competitive enough for you to use. So you have very, very few choices only. And to find those few choices, those few search terms, is really hard. But if you do your research first before you create the video, you can look through the whole range of search terms that are potentially viable for videos on your channel. And then you can pick those few that you find. It's easier to find them in this much bigger haystack, so to say. There are more needles that you can find in there. And you pick them. And then if you have found a search term that is viable for a video on your channel, then you can decide, okay, then I do a video that matches this search term. Yeah, this way around. It makes it much easier for you at this stage to make your SEO work. All right. I hope this helped. Let me know in the chat again, Morningfame review for the next person who wants to have a review to choose from. Let me see. Sparks Family TV, awesome that you are for review for monetization. I hope they respond fast there. It's an important step, right? And sorry. All right, Rich Social Worker, let me know when you pass Morningfame review the channel name again, so that I can switch. Okay, that's good. Well, what questions I'd like? John, how you doing, by the way? Great talking to you via email these past days. I'd like to make a number of videos with the same primary keyword, Scottsdale condos. He's, by the way, in real estate. And then add a secondary keyword term, such as 5 best, least expensive communities, new condos. Good or bad idea? And that is the same strategies that you had in the first 2 reviews, that you have 2 search terms. Yeah. 5 best actually is more not really a search term, but more some intriguing elements. So we have different titling strategies that we can use in the best one that you can start off with as a small channel is obviously have 1 search term that you optimize your video around, and then only have the search term in the title. But what you do after that, whether you leave it blank or add another search term or something that is intriguing for humans to click on, that depends on your situation right now. And let's see, with the next review, we probably have such a situation again, where we have a really good example about making that happen, or where we might use which. Number 15 is the last one. Let's see. Number 15 again. Okay. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. My son's mother. Your turn. All right. Let me check here. Just to give you an idea, before that, we had here, the first review was this one, where we have 2 search terms. One where he can rank right away, and one he hopefully will rank later on, once the video has grown, getting more views, getting especially from the search term. This is one strategy. And here we also have 1 search term and a second search term. It's not separated here visually, but these are also 2 search terms where he ranks for both of them already, because they are low competitive enough for his channel. So this is the one strategy. All right, here we have By the way, question in the Hi Jürgen, how are you doing? Thanks for all your comments on my channel. All right, my title is wrong. My son's mother. Okay, let's see what's wrong. Here we have your channel and mission statement, what your channel is about. Camper van bed. It's the van life. Ah, I see. Okay, van life is probably one of your major topic. Anti-theft for your valuables, probably very important if you live in your van. Anyway, okay, so we have a good idea what your video is about. Me and my van. All right, all right. Is that what you said? Is your title wrong? Let me know in the comments. What do you think? What is wrong about this title? Let's have a a quiz here. What do you think? What would be wrong about OH8STN? I don't know how to pronounce your channel name. No, sorry, no paid reviews. I don't have monetization turned on. Everyone should have a chance. Sorry, but we will draw new numbers shortly. Doesn't start off with main words. It starts with me, not with you. It's interesting. There were studies in the past about using you in your video. Yeah, what you say in your video, also in the title, like the same applies. Having you there speaking to the person who is reading this is always a good idea. Yeah. I mean, it's not a must, obviously, but if you can somehow ingrain it there, it's always a good idea to speak to them, yeah, rather than speak about yourself. Although that's also good to do, but it's a very good point, and it doesn't have a word search term in there. This is a typical title that you would usually see from a large channel, which doesn't have to worry about search so much anymore because they have such a large community that they basically get each and every video having a lot of success anyway, with or without search. So it is more like a title that is designed to intrigue people, yeah. Me and my van, although you could improve on that here. What is so cool about your van, right? Is there something in the van in particular that other vans don't have? Maybe this the most shelf space that any van life van has, right? But certainly at your point, yeah, you're very early in your growth stage, so you can't do those titles yet because your audience is not big enough to actually be able to ignore SEO. You really have to focus on that because otherwise it will be really tough to bootstrap the views for your channel. And so you have to include some kind of search term. Let me quickly say, you already said it yourself in the chat, van life is a common search term, yeah. And in the niche, unfortunately though, yeah, it's a very important search term, but it's way too competitive for you. Yeah, these grades, competition grades, are calculated based on your own channel size, and we can see like it's the worst. You can't even rank for that. It's the same thing like we saw before with the previous review, yeah, where this gaming channel optimized for a search term that is way too competitive for him. So this is the same with you. Yeah, you have to find a search term that is actually less competitive, where you have a good chance to rank. That's very important. Me and my van, I mean, let me look, maybe it is. Me and my van turns out to be a search term. Not a very common one. That's why you will probably see a red X here. Yeah, it's do people search this? This is not very clear how many people actually do search it. It is to have a little bit better grades for that, but it's still too competitive. Yeah. And then again, even if you would rank here, it is a good question whether you actually would get enough views from it, because it's not very common search term here. That's what the red X basically tells us. So you would also need to look for different search terms that have low enough competition. And again, here, this video tells you different techniques that you can use in order to find alternative search term. All right. Hi, Nicole. How are you doing? You're confused about what I just said, or do you refer... you're referring to the chat. Did I miss some of your comments? Here, this one was blocked. It's not about my van, wrong title. You have another... here we go. How to make privacy covers. This is a good one. Anti-theft travel bag. Yeah. Were you referring to this? Nicole, you're confused about search numbers. Okay, I will quickly go into that a little bit. How to make privacy covers, for example. This is a better search term, I think. Let me check that one. How to make privacy covers. Let's see. Covers. Sorry, this is not a search term either. The point here, Nicole, because you were asking as well, what it does here is we measure competition here. Yeah. Although, by the way, this is a good search term. The F is close enough, I would say. Yeah. I don't know. Do you rank for this search term? Let's see. Oh yeah, you're ranking here. Number 1. Good job. Good job. Even though the F grade here would be too bad, but it's, you see here, it's close to the gateway video. That's how the Morningfame research tool works. How it measures the competition. It picks one video, which is your own here. You made it happen to get the best bang for your buck. I bet before you published the video, a similar small video was the gateway video, which is kind of the entry point for ranking in the search results. But you measure competition. That is important to have a good chance to rank in the first place. But then also once you rank, you want to have views coming your way, right? So you have to measure how many views are, how many people are entering this term into the search bar. And there, Morningfame does a safety check here to see whether that's actually a common search term. And this red X is like the first thing it checks in order to find out if enough people are searching this search term. And unfortunately, as we see also by the results a little bit, you're ranking number 1, but still you have not that many views because it's not really a search term that people commonly enter into the search bar. So not many people are coming your way. This is a very important safety check. So you would also, even though you can rank here, and you do, you would need to look for alternative search terms where you have a good chance to rank, but also have higher search volume. Yeah. So for the idea, I hope, Nicole, this answered your question. Hi, by the way, Alicia, how are you doing? Good point. 08STN. Why delete the video? If you didn't do it right with your SEO, it is usually, it doesn't hurt your channel usually. Yeah, there might be special cases, but usually keep the video and re-optimize it. Why not? If you have the chance, use it. But also, if you don't find any good way to re-optimize your video, get a better title in particular, then just leave it on your channel. It can't hurt. Maybe in the long run, it will accumulate more views, and that's always new eyes for your videos, which potentially are new subscribers, so it can't hurt. Awesome. Andreas from Sweden, how are you doing? All right, let me quickly go over to the next review. Leave Morningfame review in the chat for who will want to have the next review. And let me check if I have some other questions. My pleasure, Nicole. All right. It's a hard balancing act, views versus entry point. Play around with many tools and you'll find out it's an art, not a science. Yeah, good point. The different titling strategies are, you know, it includes a learning curve, especially what is most important there is to figure out or to learn which search terms people are using in search in your niche. Yeah, there are many search terms, various ways how you could enter the same thought as a search term into the search bar, and it takes sometimes years even to understand which search terms are out there that you could potentially optimize your video around. So take your time, play around with the search bar suggestions, enter some terms and look what is recommended below the search bar. Play around with that. For example, when you're doing here, let me quickly open it again. Here, for example, when I would do YouTube growth, for example, yeah, is one that I would be talking a lot about, yeah. And what you could do is in order to widen your horizon about which search terms are actually possible in my niche, yeah, or around YouTube growth, I can type A, yeah, YouTube growth app, yeah. Maybe that's one where I can talk about Morningfame, right? B, yeah, growth bot. Okay, this is, I didn't think about that before, for example, because you know, this kind of, you know, sub for sub stuff, I don't really like it, but people are searching for it, yeah, and maybe it's at some point it's a good idea to make a video for me about it, to debunk that bots can't really help you, maybe. C, chart, YouTube growth, cities and immigrations, interesting. Growth tip, D, Discord, yeah. People are, maybe that would be a video where I do about the best Discords, the one from Nick Nimmin, for example, all that stuff, where people can talk about YouTube growth. Yeah, people are searching for that. I could do a video about it. And this alphabet method, yeah, going through this is a really great way to discover new search terms that I didn't even think about before. All right. Let me draw another random number for the reviews. And then I see a good questions about 15. Is the last one. Number 3. All right. Now I am happy. I bet you're even a little bit more happy now. You are the next one to review. Let's go ahead. And there was a good question. How does US, rest of the world, Pam asked this, how does the US, rest of the world, English spelling variations work? Does it make a difference? You know, you have to, you can test it yourself a little bit. If you want to know how, for example, let me quickly open it up. Here, the search bar. Here, if you want to know, for example, click-through rate is one topic in my niche. Yeah, click-through rate. Yeah, you see that click-through rate is written like this with spaces, but there is also the writing with the dash. Yeah. So these are kind of things. In English, you don't have it so much, but in Spanish or French or something like that, you also have variations with the accents. Yeah. Like I'm talking like E versus the E with the accent on accent on top, right? So you have variations there as well in a similar way. What you can do is test yourself if it's making a difference or not. Yeah. Oftentimes it doesn't, but sometimes it does. Yeah. So it is a good idea to pay attention to it. I just click through Rate YouTube. I open it up. Yeah. And then I look at the videos in the search result. Oh, great. There's one from me. I spelled it without a dash, but here you have it with 2 dashes even. Yeah. Without dash, with 1 dash, without, with dash. So it's mixed. Yeah. And if I type in the one without the dash and look at the search results, yeah, you see, again, looks very similar. It's mixed with dash, without the dash, 1 dash, 2 dash, without the dash, all that, right? So obviously from the search results, you now see that whether you write it with a dash or without a dash does not matter. Yeah. So what you can do is write it the way you want to write it. The search algorithm will see all the variation as equal. But sometimes you look into the search results. I found a few cases of that before, where when you have a camera, Canon EOS SL2. I just ordered that one. I'm really looking forward to get it. There you might you might have it like, for example, with a space. Darn it. It's not a really good idea, but sometimes you have product names, for example, where you can write everything in one word or separate. Yeah. And this actually is interpreted by YouTube as different words or one word, and then you see differences in the search results. Yeah. So there are cases where it does matter. So just do the searches with the different variations and look whether the search results look different or similar or same even. Yeah. So depending on that, you can answer this question. I hope that helped, Pam. Hi, Harley. How are you doing? All right. All right. So. Okay, now I'm happy. You're next. Here we go. Just a second. Here we have her channel. It's hair products, obviously. Maybe a little bit more, but I think you're focusing on hair, right? Excellent, excellent. Like how to make them curly or flat or stuff like this. Yeah, nice, nice, nice. Okay, we have a good idea about your channel, and here we go. By the way, you have 2,000 subscribers, so not too shabby. Great. You have a lot of opportunity to rank in search already. So DIY, I see. So your hair products are DIY. That's a cool niche. I like that. And in the very first video, we already see you take the strategy of having many different search terms in there, right? We have, let me see. We have, this is the title, but here we are looking only at the search terms. And let's look at each one individual. Some kind of powder for hair growth. I can't pronounce it. Bring gray, I don't know. This is the search term, perfect. That's the first part in your video. And you have good grades. This is a little bit bad, but you are close enough to the gateway video, so it's worth the try. And nice, you're ranking here number 3 already. So you're doing a good job at that. And then let's see. So you obviously optimized your video to rank here right away. Well, how is it about the other parts of the search term of your video title? You have more search terms in here. This one is also a search term. We have a green check. That's good. And you can already rank there. And you do rank number 1. Great job. Great job. Tips Tuesday is, of course, in your title something not really a search term, but more something so that your subscribers know this is, again, a Tips Tuesday video, right? Harley, good questions. How is she the gateway video and still below the, the gateway video is her and your channel is the gateway video? The reason is that this number is an average on her channel, and the gateway video is what she actually got with this video, her video. This video got more likes and comments than she gets on average on the channel. Yeah, that's the difference. It's kind of a little bit tricky to look up your own video after you already published it. It's more designed for looking up the search term before your own video even ranks there. And then of course, the gateway video is a different video, and the evaluation doesn't have these special cases like you have in this case. All right. She usually gets more likes and comments than she got for this particular video. This way around. With the views, she got more views than she usually gets. Anyway, all right. Yeah, so it is a good idea to have these search terms in here. And you do a good job. I think at this point, it's worth talking about, since you already have 2,000 subscribers, and I bet many of them are active, because obviously you have 400 views, so you probably have a good amount of, or 100 or 200 views from your subscribers. You have an active audience. What you could do, instead of focusing so much on the search terms, since, by the way, Bring Gray, or whatever it is pronounced, is in here 2 times. Hair is in here 2 times. And the only oil results is not here. It might be a better idea to remove Bring Gray hair oil results and put it into the description somehow. Write a nice text where this search term is in the description. So because we already know that this gives you good grades, and it was probably quite easy to rank here, so you don't have to put it in the title. The strongest way to make your SEO work is putting the search term into the title, but the next strongest way is to put it into your description. There you can branch out into more related search terms. Because obviously in your keyword research you find quite a handful of good search terms. You could optimize your video around it. Pick one that you put into your title, and the other ones you can weave into your description somehow. Write a human readable text, and let me quickly see, like you do here. This is your descriptions. You already do it quite well. This oil can help you simulate, and so on. Here you have a search term. This is your search term that you weaved into a human readable text. Really good job. And I would do this. So then you have more space in your title to only have this in the beginning. And let's go ahead. We have this search term here. You optimized for that. You have this you already had in the beginning. And I don't know what your video actually is. Healthy cures your dandruff. Let's say, I don't know if you're talking about dandruff in this video, but let's assume you would do. Cures your dandruff. In a healthy way, For example, I mean, it's not not too catchy. I have to say, I have difficulties to come up with something really catchy, but what you can do here is left part is SEO and the right part is for the humans to read. The idea is that you add something that makes people more likely to click your video once they see it in the search results. Also, your subscribers in their feed will see it and more people click, because then with a higher click-through rate, your video overall has a better chance to rank. And since you have a big active subscriber base already, you can first use that to your advantage. Yeah, add something that makes people more likely to click your video, because with higher click-through rate, you have a better chance to rank in search, better chance to show up on home, better chance to show up in the suggested videos, and even a higher chance that more notifications will send out to your subscribers. Yeah, not all subscribers naturally get notified, so with a higher click-through rate, you might get more notifications sent out later in the day. After in the first few hours, your video already did really well with a high click-through rate. So it is a good idea to have something for the humans that intrigues them to click in the end. So maybe this is kind of an idea that you switch from this strategy from multiple search terms in your video, focus on one search term only, and then use the remaining space to make something intriguing for the viewers to click. All right, I hope that helped. Let me quickly go. Next Morningfame review, leave it in the chat. I will choose the next one randomly, but in the meantime, let's see if there are questions. Zero gravity. My videos are getting negative feedback for reasons other than the content. What do I do? So you just have some trolls on there, right? Ignore them. I would say ignore them. Yeah, you can't really do much about it. Luckily, it's like this, that dislikes don't really matter. So if you're getting a lot of dislikes, then yeah, whatever. Yeah, ignore that. Don't worry about it too much. Ignore those people. If you have haters for really unjustified reasons, if there is a reason, I mean, it's always a chance to improve. But if it's unjustified, the best thing you can do with haters is just ignore them. You will dry them out, so to say. Yeah. So they are not motivated to send more hate your way this way. Yeah. I think that's the good way. Now I am happy. So cool. It does cure dandruff. That's good to know. Some natural oil there in your hair product. That is awesome. All right. Would it be better to add Tips Tuesday to the thumbnail and descriptions than remove it from the title? What you could do, yeah, a good question about that, because many people do like a letter part in their titles, like either the series that they do, like the Tips Tuesday, right? Or the channel name. The channel name, for example, is not a good idea. I mean, your channel has its name. It's everywhere displayed. There's no need to duplicate that. For a series like Tips Tuesday, it could make sense. But you could also just use a thumbnail style that is different than the other videos you do throughout the week that tell your subscribers that is a Tip Tuesday. Because the Tip Tuesday, you know, unless of course it's something self-explanatory. Yeah, Tips Tuesday is kind of, you can understand what it is about, but if you didn't watch a Tips Tuesday video yet, I assume that it doesn't really tell you so much that you are more intrigued to click the video or not. It's more for your subscribers. They would watch the Tips Tuesday video in the past and really liked it, and if they see it again, then they are more likely to click it because they really enjoy all the Tips Tuesday videos. So they have to click it, no matter what the actual video, this particular Tips Tuesday video is about, right? So it is meant for your subscribers. And so you could easily do that as well with the thumbnail. With the description, not so much, because I doubt that people are actually reading it before clicking the video in the search results or on the home screen. On home on mobile, the description is not even visible. So the best alternative would be to somehow design your thumbnail, where the simplest way would be, of course, writing Tips Tuesday on the thumbnail in some corner, so that your subscribers can recognize it, and for that reason be motivated to click the video and watch it. So that would be a good idea. Also, especially if you are a very small channel and have to max out your relevance to the max as much as you can, then it's of course good to have just one search term in your video title and nothing else. Yeah, that is the best relevance score that you can get there. And then it's of course a good idea to leave out these not really necessary parts like Tips Tuesday in this case. All right. So, long story short, we have a lot of review requests. Let's draw a random number. I have to have my passcode right. Okay. 3 was the last one. 14. All right. Hi, Techie Pachala. How are you doing? 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Zero Gravity. It's you. Funny. We just talked about you. All right. Let's see. Okay. Master Durandal, a good question. What about Discord? Would that work for promotion? Discord is a little bit tricky. Discord can be a good choice for promotion because I explained it before, when you are sharing your videos on social media, there are two types of social media platforms. One type is like Twitter and YouTube itself, where you have to grow your own audience before you really have an audience to tap into to get views from, where you can promote your video. And then you have the other type, which is Facebook groups or subreddits or Discord as well, where you have an existing audience around a certain interest. And if you do videos about that interest, videos about like DIY hair products, and you have a Discord about fans about DIY hair products, then there would be a good place to promote your videos. But you can't do it like link dropping, shamelessly self-promote your videos. You have to become a valued member of the community. So you have to earn your right to share your videos in those communities. But this is a very good idea to do this, because it is less work to become this honored member of the community, engaging with them and being just a valuable member of the community, than trying to, for example, like we discussed before, grow your own audience on Twitter. This takes longer. So for a small channel, Discord is one of the good ones that you can promote your videos to once you did the legwork of becoming this valuable member in the group. All right, Zero Gravity. We have a small channel of close to 200 subscribers about, I think this is Roblox, right? Okay, gaming. Hi, Josefine, how are you doing? We have here, let's right away take this one. Save ET from Area 51. This sounds like a fun one. I'm not sure whether that is actually a search term. No, it's not. Save ET from Save net from Area 51. It is a it is a little bit of a search term, but not really a commonly used one. This really hard to find in a search package past suggestions, but it's also not the topic you are talking about. Yeah, in this part, you really, this is not a good title, I'm afraid. I'm really sorry for that. It is, Save ET from Area 51 is one that a large channel could do, because it hints at a story that would be fun. Yeah, I mean, I when I read it just now, I giggled a little bit. It is a fun topic. Yeah, but the title doesn't help you with your SEO at all. And at your point in your channel, you really have to get your SEO right. Yeah, you have to find search terms that you can rank for. This one would be one that you can rank for because the competition is very low, but it's a different search term. It's Save Net from Area 51. It has nothing to do with your video. You would probably need to do something like Roblox or something that is topically relevant to your video. ET. Is there Roblox ET? ET Roblox ET. Maybe I'm misunderstanding it a little bit, yeah. ET Roblox ID. I don't know whether that's the same what you're talking about it. But this, for example, yeah, this would be something that you could actually rank for. It's funny that something as competitive as the Roblox niche, I accidentally found a search term that you could optimize your video around. Yeah. So here you have found a search term. It has low enough competition. It gives you good grades. You have a chance to rank here. It is a search term, not much search traffic. Yeah. Here, search volume 27. That's not very high, but for a small channel, it's lucrative anyway. Yeah. And even if your video wouldn't be about it, yeah, this one we just looked at, this one. Why not do a video that is about it? Yeah, because it's still Roblox. I bet it matches your channel topics, and you can figure out what are the video about here that are already ranking here, to understand what people are actually searching for when they enter the search term. And based on that, you can create a video that is just about that. Rank here and get a few views along the way, because thanks to the SEO that you ingrain here, because, yeah, of course, the step would be to have this in your title, ET Roblox ID. Maybe something incredibly kind of, I don't know, yeah. I almost got caught, yeah. Something that happened while in your gameplay, yeah. Something intriguing you can add here as well. Just to, let's say we did a description that is 100% perfect. Here a little bit the titles. Yeah, these are not really relevant. I just put a few in here to get the score up. That doesn't make a lot of sense. So you have a 77% of relevance, a relevance score of A. So A means you set yourself apart from all the other videos very well, all the other videos that are already ranking there. So you can afford to have something at the end, yeah? If you wouldn't have this, just your search term in your video title, then it would be the maximum relevance score that you would get. With this at the end, it goes down, yeah, as you saw here. Yeah, 81%, 77. But you are still having an A here, because all the videos that rank here already, these ones, are very badly optimized for it. 13% relevance, yeah, 18% relevance, 32% relevance, 35, yeah, getting somewhere, but it's really bad. So you can easily set yourself apart with your metadata here. So you can afford to add something intriguing that makes more people click your video, because they want to find out where you got caught almost in the video, right? So speak to the humans, This first part speaks to the machine, yeah, the SEO, the search algorithm, and the second part speaks to the humans. All right, I hope that helped. Let's quickly go over. Next review, let me know in the comments who wants to have a review. I choose someone randomly again, and let's see if we have some more questions in the chat here. Yeah, plans for the weekend? Unfortunately, weekend is almost over again, right? Weekends are too short. Inspired Horseman, how are you doing, by the way? If we find that our name doesn't rank, can we just rename it, or should we just reload it with a new name? You're talking about your channel name. You're trying to rank for your channel name, right? Many people pay close attention to that, that they are actually ranking for this term. I wouldn't worry about it too much. Yeah. Big channels I see rank quite a lot for their own channel name, but that's only because they are really known for their name. Yeah. I think the channel name does a better job at explaining what your channel is about. Yeah. And obviously, Horseman, you're a little bit about ranging horses, riding horses, teaching them special skills, like in the Olympics, you have like horse jumping or something. I'm not too sure about what you do, but I know that it is about something creative about horseback riding. Yeah. And this is very descriptive. So this is a good idea to have, because this way people will more easily remember you when they once watched you, for example, and say, I watched this cool video from this one channel. What was the channel name again? It's more likely that they remember, and can you look you up? And in the search, they can see the advanced filter and select by only showing channels that are called like this, even though usually many videos would rank there and not channels. And you will see over time, the more you grow, the more likely it will even become that your channel is ranking there. So I wouldn't worry about that too much. Having a descriptive title is a good idea. I sometimes, for example, for my channel, think it would be great to have that too. But yeah, I decided to go for the brand name. Anyway, all right, let's draw the next random number. 14 was the last one. Here we go. Number 7. Who is number 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Techie. It's not okay to post multiple times. Okay. Rich social worker. You're on the next one. Let me see. I put you into the tool, and do we have some more? You go all in, techie, right? No worries, no worries. Okay, is there another question? Dr. Vax had... Dr. Vax, you have a good question, actually. In your tool, it's ranked A AA. In your competitors tool, competitors tool, it's also range quick. Okay. Dr. Vax, you could... Okay, for everyone else to see that, yeah? What you're talking about, it is, let me see. For example, let's do this, yeah? From our previous review, we have, okay? We are here in the keyword research tool. From the previous review, we had this, yeah? We talked about this video title. Here's the search term. There's a search term. This explains her series on the video. And you enter this. Yeah. Then you get good grades here. You also got good grades. You got a question mark here. By the way, here is a footnote which always explains what the question marks means. Just have a look at that. But basically what you have here is good grades, and you had good grades for it as well. You have a good chance to rank. But what you entered here is a video title and not a search term. Yeah. This is a very important point that I often see get people right. And I'm just assuming, Dr. Wax, that you are doing this mistake. If you are confused still after this explanation, I assumed the wrong thing, feel free to leave me an email. I will explain you it for your particular case afterwards via email in detail. But this is a very common mistake. What many people enter here are video titles. But here we are focusing on search terms only. Yeah? This one is a search term. And you see it by the green check here. This one is a full video title, and you see it by the red X. Yeah? When you click on it, it's telling you this. Do people search this? Yeah, this is a suggestive question, obviously. You can learn more about how this green check and the red cross works when you click on it and click this here. I have an explainer video for it. But it is detecting that you are actually not entering a search term, but a video title. It also detects different cases with a red X, but when you enter a video title like this, it shows a red X. And quite frankly, other tools don't have this check. Yeah, they just assume that you entered a proper search term here, and then they analyze it based on this assumption. But Morningfame goes a little step further and verifies first whether you actually entered a search term. Because even if you rank for this, yeah, and obviously she is ranking for this, but she will not get any views via this because no one is entering this full title into the search bar. Yeah, think about from the viewer who enters the title, enters something into the search bar. Who enters these vertical lines here? No one does it. It is way too complicated to enter those vertical lines into the search bar, based on the keyword. That's a special command that you have to press here, right? And this is a common mistake. So pay attention to the red X. And quite frankly, other tools don't have this check, at least yet. So that's the reason why you see like all green lights on other tools, but Morningfame is still complaining, yeah? But also, of course, in your case, pay attention for the question mark. That is yet another check that tells you that's probably not a term that you want to optimize your video around. All right, I hope that helped. Let's go to the next review. We have yet again a small channel, which is also very dependent on SEO in the video title. And here we see, position yourself as an expert to earn more. Rich social workers, learning from them, I bet inspiration. So it is starting a business, entrepreneurship, probably in the more social work area that you do. Nice. Yeah, rich social worker. Obviously, your channel speaks for itself. That's a really good example for a good channel name, which is very descriptive, like we just discussed before. Fitzy Golf Pro, how are you doing, by the way? A big channel is a big channel when you are driving so many views from suggested videos and home that you can say like, screw the extra 20% of search traffic that you want to have, and you can start abandoning search at this point. But it's already at a very big point where you can decide to go this. A great question, Techie. Let me answer that after this review. All right, and here we go. It's her last video. How to position yourself as an expert to earn more. Great title. Let me check. in the keyword tool. Here we have this. Part 1 is certainly not a search term. Maybe it's this one. Let me see. No. How to position yourself as an expert. Here we have the search term that you have in your video title. This one is a good one. Doesn't have a lot of search traffic, but it is a search term. The subscribers, you have a bad grade here, but maybe it was worth a gamble. Let me check. Unfortunately, you didn't make it. Too bad. No, you're not ranking for this term. Unfortunately, yeah, the grades usually tell you already that your chances are not very high to rank for this search term. But it is a good title to begin with. The common thing, you already have a good understanding here. Pay attention to the competition here, so you have a better chance to actually rank. Other search terms will have less competition, and then it will work out. The titling strategy, what to do. Okay. I mentioned that to others as well. Here I have a video on my channel that gives you many different strategies how you can find alternative search terms in your niche. Yeah, sometimes this will lead you into other video topics. Although it's still in your niche, it will be other video topics certainly. So it's a good idea to do the research first. And then once you find those good search terms, alternative search terms, then you decide, yeah, okay, that's a good topic as well. Let me do a video about that particular topic. So do your research first and then decide to do a video about it. Yeah, you decide what to talk about in the video after you decided on your search term and know what people will expect once they enter this term into the search bar and find your video, click on it. They have certain expectations, right? If they enter a particular search term, then the expectations are set and your video has to deliver on it. So when you use those techniques to find good search terms, and you picked one, then you can decide how to do the video around the search term. And these techniques in there are all helping you to find those alternative search terms that will hopefully have better grades here. It's a really good video. Check it out. It's actually a remake of a past series that I condensed down to a single video with all I learned over the years. And this way you will have better grades, good chance to rank. And then your titling strategy works out. Hi, Nicole, how are you doing? This approach that you're using here, is a good one. Let's just ignore the fact that you didn't have the chance to rank here and you didn't rank in the end. But if that would be such a search term that would give you at least DDDB grades, so here a D as well, then you would go forward. Here it's of course warning you. By the way, everyone who sees those warnings, please read those texts. I unfortunately see way too often that people are still ignoring those warnings. They are there for a good reason. Anyway, let's ignore this fact here. Let's assume you would have targeted a search term that had less competition. And then you would do how to position yourself as an expert. And just here, as a reminder, this was your original title that you had. What you would do here, first of all, these are very well optimized, those search terms. Let me just quickly do some tags. Now we have 40%, here we have 20%. So you have the opportunity here to get at 100% relevance. So when you add something at the end, you had at the end to earn more. This is not a search term anymore, but we can add it because money is always intriguing, right? And that's hints at earning more money. So that could be for the humans to read, a reason to click more often onto your video than without it. And we add it and it drops down to a little bit less because having something in the end reduces your relevance a little bit in terms for YouTube SEO. but you still have a B grade. And a B grade is all you need in order to set yourself apart from the average. Yeah, this grade is calculated how far you set yourself apart from the average. You have to have a much better optimized video than those videos that are already ranking for the search term. And that is what the grade tells you here for your. Of course, if you would remove it, you would even get an A. But then again, this tip also tells you here, in this particular instance, it's the idea to have an intriguing element at the end. By the way, everyone who didn't see it, here's even a whole video about this technique linked up. This makes it more intriguing, and you can still afford it because you still get a B grade. Yeah. Higher click-through rate, well optimized for SEO search. But then here, this part 1, this is important. If you have that, look at that number here when I paste it into it. 92%. Having something in front of your target search term, yeah, as you see here, something in front, is a really bad idea. Yeah. What you should do in this case is put it at the end. Yeah. Do it like this. If you want to have it at all, right? You might even include it in the thumbnail. It would be helpful. It is for your subscribers who watched the previous parts. People who binge watch the whole series, they can quickly see, is that the next episode, or should I look it up in search? If they just watch part 1, which one is the part 2 or something like that, yeah? So it is helpful, so it's a good idea to have it, but put it in the end. Don't put it in the beginning, because in terms of SEO, it's kind of, your own demise, so to say. Yeah, it's just best practice to do this way. All right, I hope this helped. Let's quickly go over next review. Leave it in the comments if you want a review. And my pleasure. Okay. Were there some questions? Oh, Techie asked whether there are new features in the Morningfame tool coming up. There is actually a really great feature coming up. Those people who are in the early access program, they already have access to the algorithm tab. That's the most important part that I'm working on here. The idea having a tab that makes you understand how much you trigger each algorithm. Yeah, search, suggested videos, and here suggested videos, link cost, content, home. And I'm currently working on the details for YouTube search. This is how it looks like. You can see which search terms drive you the most traffic. Yeah. How optimized is your video around this search term? Yeah. I of course apply very strict SEO to my videos, so my videos here are very well optimized for those search terms. But for example, for Morningfame, I never did a video that is particularly optimized for my channel name. So sometimes I see in many other channels, they have a search term here that is really not their channel name only, but really a search term that makes sense. They have many videos that are ranking for that, but they don't have a very well optimized video for it. They never actually targeted this search term. And so the idea is giving advice about, oh, maybe you do another video that is actually optimized around the search term. Or you have a video, for example, this is a good idea. This is actually an actual good example. You have a search term where I get views from, but it's not well optimized. So maybe it's a good idea to re-optimize this video around this search term, because I think this video is currently actually losing in search traffic. Let me see here. Yeah, no, it's stable. It's stable. So it's not a good idea to actually re-optimize. But in this case, it's a good idea to to make a new video about this search term, because people are searching for that and they currently find this video. It's a good opportunity for me to make a new video that is meant for that search term. Yeah. This is actually new and coming up in the early access program. All right. Let's draw another random number. 7 was the last one, and here we go. 12 is the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Techie, it's your turn. You really wanted a review. I'm happy to give it to you. All right. I entered it into the tool. Hi, Lindsay. How are you doing? Raphael? Yeah, no, it's what I just showed you is the, the development version of the tool. I will, in a week, roughly, release that to the early access program so that you see this details pane there as well. And I will actually also do a live stream about that to discuss with you the early access feature. Early access program is, by the way, everyone who joined this program. When you sign up for Morningfame, you also have to join it extra because this is kind of where I test out the new features and discuss them before I release it to everyone. And the algorithm tab is something long time in the making. I think half a year already. Big new addition. All right. Okay, Techie. Here we go. These are awesome thumbnails. Look at that. He reviews product tech reviews. I mean, that's really great, right? What can you say? These are super great thumbnails. So I would say, by the way, since we are talking about video titles, you don't probably need an intriguing element in your video title because your thumbnails alone are more than intriguing already. But anyway, can't hurt, of course. He is at 45,000 subscribers, so you are having a really good audience already. And here, let's look at your first title right away. We see certain search terms in there. Emojis can be a good idea to have as an intriguing element as well. Of course, 7.1 surround sound under 2,000 rupees. This is not even the beginning. Gaming headphones. Yeah. This is the search term. Unfortunately, a search term that is too competitive. Yeah. Let me see. What do we have here? This is also a search term. Is it 70 surround? This is certainly here. This is the search term 7.1 surround sound under 100. Under 1,000 rupees is actually not a search term anymore, but it is a good intriguing element actually. Yeah, because it tells, obviously it's cheap and people are looking for something good and cheap. This one is much better for your grades, but it's still too competitive in those regards. I think you won't rank for that, unfortunately, right? No, too bad. Yeah, the grades tell it already. It's too competitive. What do we have then? You have a Cosmic Byte Equinox Europa, 70%. Yeah, this one. All right. What you shouldn't do here, actually, this is a good search term. We have to talk about the question mark shortly. But let's assume that this is a really good search term. Then your video title would actually be the other way around better. Yeah, we have seen this one you can rank for. And I think also you do rank. Then Yeah, maybe you don't even need about double here. And then like this. So the order of your search terms should be from least competitive to most competitive. Yeah, the strategy, if it's working out, is the idea that your video first ranks here, and once it gets enough views, it may then start ranking here after some time. Yeah, 7. This was the search term. That is a little bit less competitive, but still too competitive enough to rank right away for that. And that would be something, if it even drives further, then it will start ranking here as well. So make it in the order from least to highest competition. And let's see, by the way, for this one, if you are actually ranking, yeah, perfect. You are ranking number 3 here. So it worked out anyway, yeah? So you don't have to, don't switch it up anymore. Since you are ranking here successfully, re-optimizing it again doesn't work. But if you would optimize it for in the first place before you upload your video, doing it in this order would make much more sense to really make the strategy happen to rank step by step in more competitive search terms if the video does well. Yeah. The problem though is this search term should bootstrap the growth of your video. Yeah. I mean, you got already 400 views, so it's not too bad. You probably got a few views from this search term. But this question mark, we mentioned it before, like it says here in the footnote, it tells us that you are usually getting 9,000 views per video. Yeah. But the average of the views of videos in this search results is 500. So it is here, it's super clear, yeah? This search term will underwhelm you. And it's probably now, and that's also understand why you didn't put it in the beginning, yeah, of your title, because you were aware of that this search term didn't bring you, won't possibly bring you a lot of views, but you added it anyway because it's very specific about the product that you review. So you added it at the end. So you didn't actually have the strategy that I just suggested from least to more competitive search term. Anyway, but this is very important. Yeah, some search terms when you are a bigger channel just are worth optimizing for, because all the videos in here, yeah, 400 views, 300 views, 600 views, 700 views. Okay, this is a bigger one, but this is an exception. 2,000 views, 400 views. Yeah, there are very little views here, so this search term is not very highly searched for. And of course, the low search volume level 13 also tells that at the same time. There's not much search volume, so it is not lucrative for you to optimize for. But I think this is kind of a few thought processes, yeah. For a bigger channel, of course, the search terms should have enough search volume for you to become attractive in the first place. But when you do this strategy with the multiple search terms where some of them are too competitive yet to rank for, put the search term that you can rank right away for in the beginning, and then in order the more competitive, because the idea is once you rank here, the highest competitive, let's assume it would bring you a lot of views, then you would rank here first, get a lot of views. This gives the video enough momentum to rank for the next one, this one. And if it's even ranking there after a week, let's say, then it gets even more momentum that it may in the end even rank for this search term, maybe after a month, for example. Yeah, that would be the strategy here. So I think this is a strategy that would fit well for you. I see that you often use it. This is a little bit different. Here you have also 5 cameras are as a little bit different search terms. Yeah, here 2 search terms. all that. But you also, I see, use a little intriguing element at the end, pass or fail, thumbs up, thumbs down. So always think about ways to intrigue the people a little bit more, which would sometimes be a better choice than cramming in there multiple search terms. It depends on what type of video you do, yeah? If you don't find good search terms, you might switch as an alternative to do something that increases your click-through rate rather. All right. I hope that helped a bit. And do you have any questions about everything that we talked today? Techie said, I want to rank for gaming headphone or will show DDC, and the first video is gateway video. Gaming headphones, you wanted to rank for that? Let's just reiterate that. Here, yeah, it is too competitive. No, your gaming headphone. Oh, I see. That what you had in there is gaming headphones. Interesting. Yeah. In this case, yeah, the red X is a little bit tricky because, you know, you have to see it like this. If we enter, you know, people are entering gaming and then headphone, yeah, and they are oftentimes too lazy to type it out. And then they will just click this one, yeah, so the plural. Plural and singular is sometimes really a different search term. So things that you find here are not displayed for headphones. You know, when we look at gaming headphones singular, yeah, we see these search terms. So those are optimized for singular and all that, very good. But when we enter headphones, you see this one because it's big, but you see a little bit of different search terms. Yeah, so it differs a little bit. So it's a good idea to look into the variations. And here the competition is much lower, so you could have a much higher chance to rank here. Yeah, but the problem is, sorry. I forgot to turn on the screen. Damn it. So everything I just told you, you know, here is this singular. You have a little bit of different search results when you search plural. So the competition is lower here, but it's not really a search term, you know. People are entering head and then they see these suggestions and they usually click here. Even though if you would type it out, it's still not appearing. You see? It is actually not a search term that people are searching for. So even though you can rank here, and maybe you do even rank, I'm not sure. You don't rank. Sometimes it's weird. It's not always as straightforward. But anyway, if you would rank here, you wouldn't really get views from this term because no one is entering that into the search bar. Yeah, this is very important when you look at that. So yeah, video titling strategies. Yeah, the more you grow, if you are a channel with 500,000 subscribers, 1 million subscribers or so, you can abandon search if you want to, and this way then do titles that only are there to intrigue viewers. Yeah, like in this case. For example, what did we have here as an example before? A good one here 17 years old who spends thousands on designer shoes, I think. This is definitely not a search term. It speaks to people, yeah? And that is a super big channel. They can afford to ignore the 10, 20, 30% of search traffic that they could get from search because all the other traffic is already more than enough than they need. So they can afford that, but smaller channels have to integrate SEO into that. And that means in particular have in the beginning of your title a search term that has low enough competition that you can rank for, and of course also a considerable amount of search volume so that you can actually get views from search when you rank your video there. All right. Awesome. Yeah, gaming headphones. That would be an alternative that you maybe make happen. Yeah, perfect. Michael, good question. Is it is best not to use a pipe or dash or hyphen between search terms and intriguing part? For YouTube, it's unimportant. Yeah, YouTube, the algorithm doesn't care about that. It depends on how readable your title is. Yeah, sometimes it's a very good idea to have, for example, the pipe, the vertical line, because then people can digest it much quicker and see the intriguing part at the end of the title much faster, because we are used to seeing those pipe symbol or dashes or something in the titles. This can work for the people to read it. Yeah, the only thinking you have behind it is how does it look to humans, and then decide on how you craft your title. All right. Do you have any other questions before we wrap up? Sorry, the stream is getting long. I have to wrap it up. If you have any particular questions, feel free to leave me a comment below the replay or via email or in any other video. I'm happy to answer that. I have a few videos out there about video titles. Let me show it to you for you to have some follow-up here. Okay, here is this title strategy. Yeah, if you search title on my channel, this is this title strategy that where it's all about having your search term in the beginning and then an intriguing element at the end with good example. You can reiterate that it's there. Here, this video is quite interesting where you can see different titling strategies, some even that we didn't get into today, which I discuss the pros and cons about them. And here, this is one video where Brian shared news that we uncovered that changing your title after the video got published does not, there's a myth out there that it would penalize your video if you change your metadata. This is not the case. Although you have to remember that if you change the metadata, particularly the title of an existing video, that you might change it for the worse, right? You can always write a worse title than you had before. So be careful about it. But don't worry about the algorithm kind of penalizing you for switching up your metadata. Yeah, that is verified by the team at YouTube that there is no penalization, no explicit penalization when you change your metadata. So if your video is older and it doesn't drive much search views anymore and you want to revive it, which, by the way, I heard really many really incredible stories about people reviving their videos this way, it can make a huge difference. Yeah, give it a try. This penalization here, Nelson, good question. No, you don't lose your views. You can change your metadata as often as you want, but don't change it too often. Yeah. The point is this: it is, after all, the case that the algorithm needs some time to figure out, when you change your metadata, where to rank your video now, since the metadata has changed, who is the right audience for your video, all that. So it is not a good idea to change it like hourly or something like that. Yeah, give it a few days at least after you change it to see how it plays out. But it's not the case that people were assuming that the algorithm had some kind of penalization built in, that they detect a change in the metadata and then basically reduce the chance for your video to get more views. That's not the case. The algorithm adapts to it and does its best to continue to promote your video. And if you actually include a better metadata that better describes your video, what it is about and all that, then YouTube uses that as a chance to promote the video to more people, to better people. Yeah, sometimes it could happen that you wrote something into your title that leads to YouTube thinking your video is for a different audience. And if you correct that and this way tell YouTube better tell the YouTube who is the right audience for that, then you can see a boost in views even. So it is possible. You don't have to worry about explicit penalization, but you also have to be careful if a video is already doing really well. Better not touch it, because chances are that you change the metadata to something worse that YouTube can't work with as well anymore, and it can go down. Yeah, it is not a penalization in that sense. It's more like a the different targeting doesn't really work that well anymore. Yeah. Good question. I hope through prophecy. Nico, what are your thoughts about using caps in titles? YouTube once released a study they did about that the reach of a video doesn't go as fast as if you use all caps in your title. And yeah, it is from YouTube. It's from the source. They looked into all the videos, and what they say is true. I mean, they see the data. Yeah, it does not have as far reach. But you have to also know from the study, it was on the Creator Insider channel, by the way. If someone is not subscribed to the Creator Insider channel, do so. Ring the bell. It's a must watch, because there you are the first to learn everything about YouTube, and even studies. Todd, the head from the search and discovery team, who is the team at YouTube who builds the algorithm, is sometimes invited and talks about how the algorithm works and all that. It's really a must watch. Anyway, they released the study there, and the way they explained it is actually that the all caps titles are not penalized by the YouTube algorithm. Yeah, it's not something that is built into the YouTube search algorithm that it says like, oh, all caps, I don't promote it as much anymore. No, it's the audience that reacts differently to them. Yeah. I think it depends on different niches you're in. For example, we just had a review of a gaming channel, which is obviously targeted towards teens or even younger kids. He used all caps titles. And I think it's very common in these niches to use all caps. And having all caps there is not worse than having not all caps. Depends on the niche, how the viewers are used to how the titles have to look like. But in other niches, yeah, where all caps are not very common, then viewers will see that as, and that's what the study showed that YouTube did, see that as screaming at them or something like that, yeah. And then those viewers decide to not click the video, yeah, or some at least of them, yeah, not all, but some. So it is your audience who decides that all caps are bad, yeah. So I would say the rule of thumb is just look at the other channels in your niche, the videos you rank alongside with. What are they using? If they don't use all caps, better not use all caps either, because chances are that viewers actually do not like them. Alicia, I use many caps. Yeah, I use sometimes, I use... the first letters are always big because it's a title after all. And sometimes I use some few words in it to make them stand out. Yeah. So for example, I think my next video will contain, no, that's not, yeah, maybe one particular word like live, or when you do a live stream, or, you know, the intriguing element like iPhone 11 review, like crazy how fast it broke. Yeah, like this intriguing element, crazy how fast it broke. And there you would do all caps for the broke word. Yeah, so that if people are just skimming over the title, then they will just see broke. Oh, iPhone 11 broke, I have to watch it. Yeah, so you can use it a little bit for that. But yeah, in general, if you use all caps in the whole title, then YouTube saw that the audience doesn't like it. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, Alicia, you do caps on the biggest search term words. It might, interesting idea, by the way. It might help if you do a search on YouTube and the search term that you just entered is in all caps and then rest not, so that it more easily highlights that this video is actually right about the search term that I just entered. I, as a viewer, right? Might be a good signal. Yeah, I like this idea. All right. Nelson, you're talking about AdWords? Ah, interesting. AdWords rejects capitalized words in titles, even if only one word. Huh, interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, maybe they want to keep it clean. Yeah. I mean, all caps are kind of, I don't like them either. Yeah, I use them very sparingly. So it's not so such a surprise. Hi, Go Groomer, how you doing? Better late than never, right? Okay. Any other questions before we wrap it up for today? Hi, Wisdom of Life. How are you doing? I just recently added Pakistan and Urdu to the keyword research tool. So you can, it's even better fine-tuned to do keyword research in Urdu. All right. Any other questions? What about thumbnails? Can you change your thumbnails on your videos without affecting search traffic? Nicole, good question. Thumbnails is the one that you can more easily exchange. Yeah. Like we just discussed with the metadata, you don't have to fear any penalization from the algorithm. So feel free to switch them out. But one thing, I mean, this is all about increasing your click-through rate. I talked to someone recently who switched it out. There was this real-time click-through rate introduced in the YouTube studio, and he used the chance to look at real-time and switch out the thumbnails like every 5 minutes. And so, yeah, like went really crazy with it. Tried to figure out if it's working. And that was actually another post on Facebook where someone else also did this and realized that every time you change it, it drops it a little bit, the views, before it grows up again. Yeah, because it's not that YouTube penalizes you changing the thumbnail, but it, after all, is a new thumbnail and it has to test again whether it's working well with the audience. And that takes some time. Yeah, so don't switch it out too often. And also, I had a discussion with Daniel Batal before with the thumbnail A/B testing general topic. We discussed it, and he experimented with doing that every day. The thumbnail was exchanged. Yeah, he exchanged the thumbnail every day, and even there, that each thumbnail seemed to not stay long enough on the video to have enough time to really help, so that the algorithm really figures out who is the right audience for this video. So I wouldn't even exchange the thumbnail every day if you do some kind of A/B testing, but give it even more time. My thought would be, I mean, that's of course taking a very long time then, but keep the thumbnail, the new thumbnail, for 1 week, and then do in your analytics a filtering for the click-through rate. The week that you have your new thumbnail, and then compare it to a week before the new thumbnail where you had the old thumbnail, and then you can see which has the better click-through rate and views overall. And then after the week, you can decide which of those two thumbnails are the better one. So either keep the new one or switch it back to the old one, or maybe even test a third one. That would be my recommendation at that point. But certainly don't fear any penalization from the algorithm. But of course, as always, you can design a worse thumbnail. You never know. So do it careful, do it thoughtfully, so that you don't accidentally shoot yourself in the foot. It wasn't the algorithm, it could be your own design that was just worse. Yeah. Harley, interesting. I seem to recall TweetBuddy says you need something like 1,000 views between thumbnails changes to get statistically significant results. That's a good point. Yes, that's a good point. That's also why I say better not wait just 1 day, but 1 week for the thumbnail to be there and has its time to for the YouTube algorithm to figure out how it's working with the new thumbnail, because this time it needs to accumulate the views so that you really see also the data in the analytics to make a proper decision. Yeah, not only to give the algorithm the time, because it also needs the statistics to figure out how well is the video actually doing now. Yeah, it has to decide on that. But also for you yourself to see the difference, yeah? Because if it's only a few views, chances are that it was coincidentally doing better than your thumbnail, whereas if you had waited longer, you would see that it overall doesn't do as well as the old thumbnail. So give it some time. Nelson, good question. Thumbnail A/B testing. No, I actually won't include thumbnail A/B testing into Morningfame because YouTube will be releasing its own A/B testing tool. It's already rolled out to many creators. Everyone who has a partner manager, I heard from people, if you ask your partner manager, you can get direct access to their A/B testing tool already. I hope that YouTube will release it rather sooner than later for the general public, but it's taking very long. Yeah, we still need to be patient there, unfortunately. What I certainly know from what people told me who had already access to it, YouTube has so much more data about how your video performs than any third-party tool that there would be no use for me building that tool, because as soon as YouTube releases it, my version of it would be completely obsolete. Yeah, and I would have invested like months of work that would be completely lost at that point. I rather focus on other features that help you even after YouTube releases its own features, new features. And yeah, just stay tuned for the A/B testing tool from YouTube, which will be super crazy. I really look forward to that one. Nelson, it's not just being part of the YouTube partner program, but you also have to have I think 100,000 subscribers. Then you get a dedicated partner manager, and only then you can ask them about getting access to the A/B testing tool. I didn't hear about any other way to get access except, of course, being on the Creator Insider channel, watching their video about the A/B testing tool, and leaving a comment a month, 2-3 months back. They actually did a video about this, announcing this, and you were able to leave comments there that you want to have access to it, and they were picking from the comments. But that's over, yeah? You can't leave a comment there now anymore and get access to it, because they only did it like after a few days after the video got released. This chance is over. One more reason to be a subscriber of the Creator Insider channel. Really, you have to subscribe to that one. Years back, we were in the situation that YouTube was not sharing as much about what's going on at YouTube. Now they do via the Creator Insider channel. It's really a blessing, this channel. Subscribe to it. You see, I rang the bell. I have to watch every video there. Obviously, my interest is very high there because that highly impacts my tool as well. Good question, MFC Vlogs. How to title my vlog videos? For vlog videos, it's difficult, and especially when you do video titles about vlogs, you see the Peter McKinnons and all that. They do video titles that intrigue you to click. They are not optimized for search. But you can't afford to do that as a small channel. Yeah, you have to do your YouTube SEO. And in order to make it happen for vlogs, it's not that easy. But you have, when you create your footage over the day, you do a vlog about it. Pick one part of your vlog. Did you visit a certain store? Did you visit Disneyland, for example, a theme park, something? Did you eat a certain sandwich? Did you visit a particular restaurant? Everything that is tangible in your vlog, which could be something that people search for. Look up that. Disneyland is easy, of course, although competitive. Obviously, you have to think about the competition as well. But a restaurant, if it's a local restaurant, it's probably not even very competitive, and you could rank for this term. If you do, like, in my case, Palermo pizza review, that would be a vlog that I could do, because Palermo pizza, oh God, I'm hungry. Really great Italian restaurant. And I would do a vlog where I visit the store, the restaurant, eat there, enjoy it. And maybe the vlog has a few other things in there as well, as I go shopping in general, for example, But then I look up Palermo restaurant review. Morningfame. Let me check if I could actually. Palermo. Wow. Palermo restaurant. Here we go. I mistype it. Restaurant. Here we go. We have a search term. I could rank for it. It would, even a much smaller channel could rank for it when we look more closely. So I would do a vlog about my shopping, and Palermo restaurant is included. I go eating there, and then I would do a hook in the beginning of the video where you show like this tasty dish that I ordered at Palermo's, to make sure that people who are searching this one will see, this vlog is actually about it, and there will be a scene in the vlog that will show the Palermo restaurant, right? And so in the hook, at least in the beginning, would show that, so that people know they are at the right place, and then you could do a vlog this way. So this is a way how to package a vlog that it is about various topics in general, to focus it around on one part that is actually searchable. Now that's it is comparable. Okay, how OH8STN? How does TubeBuddy Pro compare to Morningfame? You have different tools. Morningfame focuses on analytics quite strongly to understand your audience. TubeBuddy focuses on productivity tools like bulk, metadata editing, and all that stuff. So you have different things. But if you want to compare those two keyword tools, then use their weighted version, which you get with TubeBuddy Pro, to make it comparable. because it's really important to measure the competition relative to your own channel size. Morningfame does it all the time. TubeBuddy does it only with a weighted version. That would be really a crucial point. And then both tools get a little bit comparable. Yeah, but they are still different. Yeah, if you have particular questions about aspects, just leave me an email. Same so for zero gravity. I can, when you contact me via email, I can give you instruction how to set up Morningfame for multiple accounts. Okay. Harley just said, live streaming tag. It actually hangs there all the time. Only when I do my recorded videos where the camera angle is to the bottom, I have to put it on the floor. I don't want to screw more holes in the wall. That's the reason why I just lean it at the wall. Okay, Harley said you probably want to do some keyword research before you do the vlogs. Yeah, that's also a good idea. This is for small channels in general, but for vlogs very important as well, because that decides how you shoot your daily vlog, right? If you do your keyword research first, you can understand what you will be ranking for, what you want to be ranking for, because search is really tricky. Yeah, if you want to rank high, it's not only about the SEO that you do. The SEO will ensure that you will rank high right after you publish your video. But if you don't fulfill the expectations of the viewers who come through search, then YouTube will quickly recognize that and will slowly rank your video down. Even if you do perfect SEO, even if you have a really good video, if it doesn't meet the expectations of your viewers, which will then result, by the way, in low watch time, and that's how the YouTube algorithm figures out, then this is kind of lost. So doing your research first can, if you, for example, Palermo restaurant review, right? I would optimize for that. If I decide so, then I would actually film more in the Palermo restaurant. If I would have done the vlog first, maybe I show only a little bit from the restaurant, like I eat there and stuff like this. But if I know that I will optimize for Palermo restaurant review, then I will also do a shot of their menu, for example, because people who look for a review for that restaurant want to know what do they have on their menu, how well are the dishes and all that, and not just the eating experience, but they will want to know more, like how does the menu look like? Do they have a good food grading? Do they have vegan dishes on there? Like, there are some questions that people looking for a review expect to be answered. So if you do your research first, and that goes for everything, by the way, not only for vlogs, if you know what people expect based on the search term you optimize for, then you can better tailor the video that you actually meet your viewers' expectations. Do better for yourself, coach. I want to respond to my viewer questions. Can I use exact questions asked in your niche in my title, even when it's not common or in search? I don't want to risk low views. If you want to optimize for search, you always need to use search terms. The best tool that you can use are the search bar suggestions. Yeah, you enter something into the search bar. Yeah, like I did here. Yeah. I didn't know if Palermo restaurant will show up because it's small. Yeah, Palermo, Italy, something. These suggestions, these are all search terms. And I see, yeah. And here's another search term, but it's probably a different Palermo restaurant. Yeah. And it's probably even an Italian search term. Yeah. So you would need to only go for terms that actually show up here in the search bar suggestions. This ensures that you actually do focus on terms that are searched by people. Yeah, so if you have a commonly asked question, then sometimes you have to rephrase this question in a way that actually many people are entering into the search bar, because otherwise you won't make search work and of SEO work, and of course not get the views. Okay, any other questions? Okay, I would say great stream today. Really great questions. Thank you so much. If I happen to not answer any of your questions in the chat because I have difficulties to keep track of all the questions, some people may be able to, but my brain is not sophisticated enough for that. Then sorry for that. Feel free to leave me a comment under any video, under the replay for this live stream, or shoot me an email. I'm happy to answer them afterwards. And yeah, next week, a regularly programmed video again. I will actually showcase the amazing talent of another creator. I really can't wait to publish this one. It's already ready-made. So I really look forward to that one next Saturday. And yeah, in a month, we will do another live stream again. It's really fun to do. Have a great rest of your Sunday. I hope it will be a great one. And yeah, see you soon. Cheers, my friends.